Yeah, I don't see a timer yet. I see nothing.
The post should be live.
I didn't see the timer. I don't see anything yet in DJ live streaming.
Rashmi was thinking about
Okay. It says it's live now on Facebook. Join them. Are you coming into DJ's live streaming? I still see Looks like we are live here. See it on my phone.
Oh, you know what it did? It went to the that's so funny.
Went to your page, right?
No, it went to the YouTube page by accident. Not by accident, because I screwed it up. Hold on, let me pop the link in here.
Got eyes on us. Seen it in the DJ's live streaming yet in the group.
I see it too.
Just haven't got it yet. That's all. Keep refreshing. I don't have it yet. On my end yet. Huh.
I'll just tag you so it's faster.
Okay. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, everybody? It's Scott Smoking Silz, and we are coming to you live. It's the DJ's live streaming group coming to you from Chicago, and we are here. We've got some guests this week. Of course, my co-host, we've got Doc coming to us from Hawaii, and then we've got a very special guest. We've got Maurice Titan Davis with us today. This is the first time we've started bringing guests on the show, but it's something we're going to be doing on a regular basis, so we'll bring it to him in just a couple moments. We're glad to have him here, of course. And just kind of catching up on what's going on in the streaming world. Lots of things happening, of course. We still seem to be favoring Mixcloud, everybody. A lot of guys are still going with Twitch. Here's the update that I have on Twitch. A lot of the guys are saying that their streams are going through, but they cannot save the recordings. If they leave the recordings there, they are starting to get busted, get that copyright strike. So for those of you that are still sticking with Twitch, great format, works great, looks great. Just don't leave your recordings up there. I guess that's the big thing. They're not taking you down if you're live streaming, but once you finish your live stream, take the recording down. That seems to be the big takeaway here. Mixcloud, perfectly legal. Need the pro account, $15 a month. But this goes to support the artists. So, we're urging everybody to kind of move to that platform where we can be legal and we can do what we want. So everybody, we're trying to build an audience. Log in to the DJ's live streaming Facebook account and go there into the group. Put your Twitch handle up there. Put your Mixcloud handle up there so that people can find you. That's what we want to do, is we want to direct all of our friends, our fans, our fellow DJs over to the group to leave the information so everybody can find what's going on. And, we've got a couple of people that have been really helping out some of our admins, especially Elizabeth. She does a great job. She's always posting people. I know Louis Vega's on live right now, and you could see him within the DJ's live streaming group. So we got a little competition today. But, you know, I'm happy to be joined again by a couple of very special people that do this every week with us, and that is Doc. How you been, Doc? What's going on out in Hawaii?
Bruh, keeping busy. The weather just got good, which is both good and bad. Weather good means everybody want to go outside, and trust you me, everybody outside. So it's been fun. Like, it's trippy. Only thing I'm sad about is the traffic is back. At first we had like the whole road to yourself. I could just whip around, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger from the whipping. But now the traffic is back. You're back to zzz. Hey, what's up, boo? So that part is driving me nuts. But other than that, yeah, doing good.
Yeah, traffic has changed a lot here too. We were getting spoiled by being able to move around pretty nicely. Now we have traffic jams once again. So again, as I was saying earlier, the one thing that we have not done and we are going to start doing, I know that we have Alan King coming on the show in a couple of weeks from The Chosen Few. So we are bringing DJs on. I wanted to turn you on to some of the people that are doing things in live streaming world. And the first guest I really wanted to have on the show is Maurice Titan Davis. And the reason why, Maurice is the guy that kind of got me into streaming. He's been doing this for a while, and I was checking him out on Facebook all the time. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to try doing this. And especially when the pandemic hit, it was a way for us to connect with the audience. And so, you know, Maurice was one of the people that I asked about this and what I needed to do. And of course, like a lot of the guys that are still having this problem, I thought I was doing it right. And sure enough, I was only getting my microphone feed and my audio sounded terrible. So, you know, it's a learning experience. This is not an exact science like we would think. But, you know, we figured a few things out in the last couple of months. And so one of the reasons I wanted to bring Maurice on is he's one of the guys that was really influential for a lot of the DJs live streaming. And I wanted to bring him on here because I wanted to tell him that, first of all, because he does a great job. He's a wonderful producer. He's got some really great remixes out. I really like your Fly Robin Fly remix that you've done. But he's got a new record with Donna McGee, which is a classic for all you deep house heads out there, which I know we have plenty of. So I wanted to talk to Maurice today and ask him a little bit about his setup and what he's doing and how he even got started in being a live streamer. So, Maurice, how long have you actually been doing this now?
Well, as far as me live streaming, I've been doing this since 2017. I saw a lot of guys doing things, YouTube, and this, that, and the other, and I thought it was really great. And then when Facebook introduced the Go Live feature on the phone, I saw a lot of people going live. I said, you know what? They're reaching a lot of people. But these are just regular, everyday people just talking and walking and just videotaping, and people was chiming in. I said, I wonder what'll happen if I do that while I'm DJing. So I set my phone up. I didn't have nothing. I didn't know anything about direct audio. I just put my phone on a little stand and started DJing. And I had a few followers watch me, you know, okay, you know, but the audio was horrible, like you said, you know. And so iRig came around. This was a common thing that a lot of DJs was having problems with solid audio going through. And I think Jazzy Jeff was one of the first to find this thing at he was at a NAMM, you know, the NAMM thing, the NAMM shows when they show the DJ equipment and stuff. Roland came out with a little device that would allow you to live stream and have direct audio. And that thing cost like $200 for the Roland one. So it was like, you know, that's a lot of money for that. And it wasn't out just yet, but Jazzy Jeff got to play with one at NAMM. So iRig came around. One of my buddies works at Guitar Center. He said, yeah, you need to get iRig. So what is that? He said, oh man, it's for iPhones, but you can use it on Android. You plug it into your headphone part of your phone, and you plug the other end, your like 1/4 inch into the bottom of it. That allows you to live stream. I mean, get live stream sound via booth, your booth on your mixer or on your controller. So I bought one, plugged it in, and checked it out, and voila! Like, ooh, stereo. We we live stereo. So that kind of drew a lot of people in, because if you're a good DJ, you know, you blend and you know your music and people know it, they're going to start gravitating to you and listening to you. And then we encourage people to share like the feed, and there you have it. People start sharing, your live feed numbers go up, and it was a good thing.
I know I was blown away because I was watching you a few weeks back, and you know, some of the people you had on his stream, I was really impressed by. It's some of the best producers we've ever known. And one of them happened to be Patrick Adams, who he calls his uncle. Yeah, and I was just like, I can't believe it, because Patrick Adams did like my probably all-time favorite disco record, which was Jumpin' from Musique and In the Bush. Plus he did all the, you know, the Bumblebee Unlimited, all that stuff. I mean, just so many cool records. And here's Patrick Adams. I'm like, oh my God, I've been following this guy for over 40 years, loving this guy. And here he is on Maurice's feed. And I reached out to him. I sent him a friend request. I don't think he took it, of course, but I'm sure he's pretty full with friends. But I was really impressed, man. I mean, you know, that guy has done a lot for the music business from the disco era through the 80s and 90s. I mean, I'm just a fan, and he's not the only one you've had on your stream. So tell us some of the people that check you out on a regular basis.
I have a lot of people chimed in, but how Patrick Adams found me on the stream, I was playing some of my remixes, and he chimed in on what I call Beat It or Delete It, where I let people hear my new work, and then if they like it, they'll say beat it. If they don't like it, delete it, and I throw it in the garbage. But he chimed in, and he actually inboxed me. He said, hey, listen, man, you're very talented. Here's my number. Give me a call. So I calls him up, and he goes, young man, anything you need on production, strings, or whatever, I'm going to take care of you. I got you. And I was so floored, like, man, this is the legendary Patrick Adams talking to Titan. I'm just a regular guy from Chicago. I'm not a big guy. I'm not one of those top, super top tier guys, but just a regular guy, just like with the love of playing music. He chimes in, and then I had a lot of rap guys chime in, like Wu-Tang people will chime in. I had Inspector Deck. I had Buddha Monk, who's a good friend of mine. Capadonna from Wu-Tang. Even Donna McGee herself, who I'm working with now, which I call her auntie, chimes in. A lot of the singers, Carla Prather, chimed in. I even talked with what's that guy's name? He's really Tony Humphreys.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people chat. Like that's the good thing about having a live feed. You know, it's like because you're setting yourself up for the world to see you, not just your regular Facebook friends. Because my platform is on public. It's not on just friends. It's on public. I want people to see me and chime in.
Yeah, so that's a common mess up. I was just talking to one of my buddies who's actually watching the stream right now today, Matt Rage. And Matt's a young DJ. He's been in the game for about 3-4 years. He's up and coming. And one of the things that him and his buddy did, which I thought was legit, was they built like a 3D stage, like what you would see for like Avengers or like Star Wars or something like that. And they set up the little green screen. And he did all of this work. And like, yo, his stream looks amazing. And he had it set on private. And so I'm like, yo, Scott, you got to check out one of the young books from around my way. Like, you know, we used to do shots in the DJ booth. And Scott like, I can't see nothing. And I was like, Matt, you dummy. It's on private. So I called him up yesterday, and he was like, yo, God, I can't believe I did that. My bad. So he fixed it. So hopefully everybody would get to see it. But very important, DJs, like, you got to look at your posts and make sure you set it to public. Otherwise, you're talking to yourself. You're
back to being a bedroom DJ.
Yeah, you don't even know it. So you got to be very cognizant of making sure that, you know, you have your joint set where you can see. Yeah, Matt, we laughing at you. He know we talking about him. Look, he right here.
Hey, I saw the stream because Doc sent it to me, and I got to look at the photos from it, and I was blown away. I mean, I'm guessing it's probably PC and OBS or whatever it was. Yeah. It was very, very well done. And I think we definitely want to get Matt on the show in the next couple of weeks so he can kind of show us how he did that and maybe do some photos and break it down so you guys can take your streaming
and I hate being nice to him.
Next level.
I hate
mean, it
being
was
nice
cool.
to him because he's a Patriots fan, and I'm a Raiders fan. So, like, we used to spend half our night
I'm a
in the
Bears
DJ
fan. That
booth.
doesn't leave me with much,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? Half our nights in the DJ booth was talking crap about football, but I'm gonna let him slide this time. He all right. I got to answer a question to Tina, who's watching this. First of all, everybody out there watching, thank you guys, much aloha, and Titan, thank you for your insight, bro. Like you just mentioned the names, and I'm over here getting giggly like a fangirl. But Tina wants to know what are we using. Yes, we're using Skype right now. That's our limitation. We have no choice but to use Skype. But stay focused. We got some other stuff coming in the pipe soon. And then got to send a big shout out to DJ Edit, aka Asian Tony Stark, Mr. Ryan, who just late to the party. He say Sabnin. So hey, I really appreciate it. And man, like I'm just tripping out in the Donna McGee thing right here. He said, "Oh, I call her auntie." Hey, and he say I'm a regular guy from Chicago. Yeah, like Jordan was a regular guy from Chicago. Stop with yourself.
Absolutely.
I'm
Maurice
very
Upper's on board too. I see Maurice is checking us out. What's up? What's up there, Mr. Iceman? We will be doing some mixes for V103 together for July 3rd. So be sure to check that out. I don't know what the times will be yet, but we're putting those together. I know Maurice is part of that, and as well as some of the others. So that should be fun. We're going to do that in the next week, and then have a good party for the 4th of July weekend.
What services like oh God, what was my old company I used to work for that I don't like anymore? Like Clear Channel, and what kind of service can people outside of Chi-Town listen to V103 on? Is there like a radio streaming?
Radio. So you can go to iHeartRadio and you can get
Clear Channel. Okay.
So you can definitely get it. You can even go on the web, v103.com and check it out as well. So we'll post the times and some links for you guys so you can check it out. It's house music. We do this usually 4th of July during the 4th of July, and we'll do it again for like New Year's Eve. Derek Brown is the program director. He's been nice enough to invite us to do that every year, and it's always a lot of fun. And he gives us a lot of freedom to turn you on to some new and different music. I think he's a closeted house head, basically. He's been a big fan of the house music and the Hot Mix 5 for a long time. So we appreciate that, Derek. And he's a great guy. So, we'll definitely be pounding some house music on July 3rd, which takes me back to Mr. Davis over there. Maurice, what do you got plans for the holiday weekend? Are you going to be doing a little streaming for us? And by the way, are you having issues with getting shut down with copyright strikes or anything? Have you seen a change in all this time with Facebook over the years?
Like everybody else, yes, I have been shut down. But see, that when they follow the the algorithms, so that it's like, okay, have you ever used Shazam before?
Yeah,
of course.
Have you ever Shazam something and they gave you a title of something else and it wasn't the song?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's happening with Facebook. Like, I try to play stuff that I know is a lot of house stuff is not popping up on these Facebook police.
Right.
Yes, obscure.
Yeah, the obscure stuff doesn't pop up. So I try to stay in that lane and play different stuff that I know Facebook's not going to mess with. But sometimes, like I said, the people that's tracking, they track some stuff that's similar to what's being played, and they'll flag you for it, and they'll block it, and then you have to do a dispute. Most of the times it's with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is real lenient because they'll release it real fast. It's okay, we made a mistake.
But then it comes back on. I get the same copyright notice like 5 or 6 times. Like they've released the 35 seconds of audio they're accusing you of using, and then all of a sudden, a couple days later, they've released the 35 seconds.
Yeah, but now with Sony, they don't know.
Now, I've had a couple of my Sonys released as well. So, I don't know how I get away with that one. I mean, I sent them the little nastygram. Sorry, guys, that's what I do. I send them the little nastygram saying, hey, you asked me to promote these records. You gave them to me to play. I'm doing it. Why are you, accusing me of doing the wrong thing?
What I think they need to do is kind of rethink the process of what's the purpose of us playing. Most of the DJ play for just fun, just to be some music to be played because we do have the Fair Share Act,
right,
for us to play music. We're not trying to benefit from it, Well, nowadays, a lot of guys are putting up the cash apps and their Zelles and PayPal accounts. I don't do that. My whole purpose is to play the music, though. So, well, if we can get some type of way, Jazzy Jeff already started a petition. I don't know if you guys seen that. It's been floating around Facebook. Petition for us to let us play the music without us being taken down. It's just like anything else.
Well, that's what we need. We need some of the people that are well known to speak up on our behalf for the DJs and make that happen. And, I do want to come back to a point that you made, and this is a really good point, with them and Shazam, like grabbing different songs, which are not actually the song that's being played, because that was something that I experienced with Mixcloud. One of the things that Mixcloud has done for the artists is to be able to get them paid is it's supposed to detect the music that you're playing, and it builds a playlist so everybody knows what's being played. But I know that when I went in there with what I was playing, when we play like deep house music, whatever the case may be, classics, it misidentifies a lot of the songs that are up there. And I'm looking and I'm like, I didn't play that. I didn't play that. I didn't play that. So the artists aren't even going to get credit for, what is rightfully being played, which really isn't fair. I'm sure it's something that they will work on. I mean, Shazam has gotten a lot better over the last few years, and I'm sure it's going to continue to evolve. And let's go back and give credit to Mixcloud, though, because, while I would like to see that feature improved a little bit, those guys, I understand. I watched an interview. These guys put this thing together in like 3 weeks to get Mixcloud out. So, we all were like, well, it doesn't have this feature, it doesn't have this. And I was like, well, it's brand new. I felt like it was a rushed release. And when they interviewed both the gentlemen from Mixcloud, they were, we got this together in like 3 weeks. We totally underestimated the market. We have a huge list of things that we want to, implement and improve on, and we will be doing that. So they are truly committed to making this work for us. Yeah. And that's why I'd like to see the DJs truly embrace this and let's roll with it, guys. Somebody's giving us a legal way to do this and an opportunity. The only thing we're missing is the audience. But one of the things that they did talk about is there will be a way for people to know when you're going live and a way to either promote it out through social media or whatever the case may be. They are working on that. So that is coming. And, we need to give them the benefit of the doubt of some time to make this stuff work.
Well, one thing you need to know about these kind of things, good, bad, or indifferent, when they did their deal to get their licensing, and I would love to see that deal, but it's probably well locked up, because the wonder is if they have any exclusivity. So if they were able to write their deal in a manner that the labels give them exclusivity for like a year or 2 years, then we're never going to be able to get any other platform to quote unquote catch up to Mixcloud, because it won't be possible. You know what I mean? Because their deal has been set with an exclusivity. Now, if they don't have an exclusivity, you can trust, as sure as grits is groceries, that Facebook and Twitter through Periscope and YouTube are also trying to pin similar deals, because DJ streams keep eyes on platform. No matter what anyone says about what we do, our streams are always minimum like hour. Some cats, they be there for 3-4 hours, James Coles, hanging out, rocking his head, doing their thing. I see cats even in our thing that was playing for like 5 hours. It's like, I hated doing 5 hours at the club when it was a job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, because of the amount of eyeballs that keeps on platform, you can sure know that your YouTube and your Facebook or whatever are also trying to get similar deals. Now, if it turns out that Mixstream got an exclusive and that's not fitting to go down, you will also see that Facebook and YouTube are standing somewhere near somewhere near Mixcloud's office with a briefcase and 20 lawyers, and when they open it, George Washington be up in there like,
sup?
So trust you me, like if the reason why we should keep pushing Mixcloud and we all should keep doing our streams over there is so that it looks more viable either to other license holders or to somebody that will come in and give those two kids their money so that they can, like Instagram. I mean, as a tech nerd, like I was a tech writer at the time, when Instagram got sold for the big B's, we were tripping, or just like when Johnny and Dre sold Beats to Apple for $3 billion, we were like, say what again?
Yeah.
So it's a possibility. So I think we should also be hoping that something of that nature comes through, either repeat versions of what Mixcloud is doing, or for somebody with deeper pockets to come in and help them, give them the resources they need to make it happen.
Well, going back to that licensing deal, so a couple things that were the big takeaways. I guess the licensing for the replays is really where everybody is having the issue. So that means you've recorded your mix, guys, whatever the case may be, and you've put it up there and you've left it up there. That is where the licensing totally breaks down, and they're like, it's almost impossible to get this licensed. It would take like way too many cooks and chefs to make this happen. I guess it's just really not possible.
There's a lot of moving parts.
They've got like a radio station license in Europe or something that allows them to do a lot of this. So the actual first stream that you're doing comes on, fine. But once it's up there and it's recorded and it's left up there, that's where the problem comes in. And that's the problem on Facebook. It's the problem on YouTube. It's the problem on Twitch. It's the problem everywhere. But now, what we talked about last week is Facebook is now allowing you, by going into your story, if you go into story, but really the only way to do that is with your phone. You can't really do the produced green screen graphics, all the stuff that you want to do, but you are able to go into your story. But again, once you finish your stream, after 24 hours, the stream comes down. It's not there any longer. So it's legal. They won't give you a copyright strike. You can make it happen, but it's like going to Instagram and you turn your phone on and you do your Instagram. You can't do it with a computer. You can't do it with any of the technical beauty that we like to use. But in the meantime, it's legal. They're not going to bother you. So, it's another outlet. Could we get that fixed and maybe improve it? I don't know. Maybe somebody will develop software. I mean, look what Ecamm did for us for the Mac. I mean, if they developed a software package or something that the DJs could use and allow you to be able to do all the cool stuff, then, maybe down the road that's going to be something. But I think Facebook is trying to push stories. It's not something, I don't think, that's been super popular, at least in the DJ community. So, this may be, another option moving down the road. What are your thoughts, Maurice? I mean, where are you going to go? Are you going Mixcloud now? Are you staying Twitch? Are you doing Facebook?
I use Facebook, and I was thinking about going to Periscope. I got a lot of my DJ buddies that go there. Periscope never shuts down.
Yeah.
Ever. And the mix is still there. So, but me and my buddy was thinking about trying to get an app developed where we can actually go live from our phones, and stream it via Facebook. Whereas Facebook don't have to be responsible for, the copyrights and, the little logistics stuff that goes along with playing live. So we're really in the works of talking with some software developers that can help us out in this realm. I mean, I want to mix. I want to play, because right now with us dealing with the COVID-19, nothing's going to be the same. Mm-mm. Nothing, even when the so-called norm get back, it's not going to be the same.
Nope. It's going to take a while to speed back up too, and I can see in the near future where your record box or your like Serato joints will have this built in. Like, I can definitely see it as it gets bigger, as it spreads. I mean, like, we all came out of the gate, doing crazy stuff, and I just see it happening because, like, I was listening to my niece yesterday. She's in her summer school, and I'm listening to them have class, and I was like, man, this is a trip. Like, I would have never imagined, in the days where I was sitting in the back of the class trying to keep the head up straight so the sister don't come by and slap you with the attitude adjustment paddle, and see, I went to school that long ago, and teachers could bust upside your head. But, yeah, I would have never imagined, like, sitting at the dining room table and, having a cheese sandwich right there and just, like, having class and having a quite engaging class. And then the teachers do that thing where they separate and go into the little breakout room, and the kids was talking amongst themselves. And I'm like, man, these kids is way smarter than we was. At 10 years old, I was just figuring out that the taste of glue wasn't as good as I thought it was. It's like a whole different game. So I can see where some of the other apps in that might, catch up and start building this joint in and stuff like that. And so Nick said that he uses Caster to hit Mixcloud, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time, and was wondering if you should keep that going or just run straight to Mixcloud. And you using Caster, we're using Restream. It's basically the same thing, and we do all of the above. So at this point in time, yeah, I think the Restreams and the Casters, and there's one other which I totally forget right now. The ability to send them all to separate places at the same time is worth it, because even if you get taken down somewhere, you don't have to try to spin back up somewhere else. You can just hit other people with the other links. You know what I mean? And actually, with both platforms, you could do Facebook, Mixcloud, YouTube, and Periscope all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And what Maurice was saying too, I think that's why a lot of people jump on the Instagram vibe, because there's something super dope about just bust out your phone and go. You don't have to do a lot. You can just put it up and go. But, Instagram and Facebook is the same, but they refuse to act the same when it comes to their licensing, which cracks me up,
Yeah.
And like,
I want to go back to that point you made. It was really, really good, because I think you're right that Rekordbox and Serato and Virtual DJ. I mean, Virtual DJ, you can actually stream now. I'm not a Virtual DJ user, so I really can't speak to the platform totally, but I see a lot of guys using it for stream with some graphics and things. But I think you're absolutely right. And one of the things that really bothers me now, and it's another form of streaming, but, a lot of guys were using like the Algorithm app on the iPad, which is so great for a lot of the events.
I do.
And it's wonderful. But, now in July, Spotify is leaving that platform, which is really, to me, an absolute heartbreak. Tidal has come in, and I believe one of the other streaming services,
it's Tidal right now.
Yeah, but it's not TrackSource. What's the other big one for DJs?
The only one that I saw in the app for me is Tidal.
Yeah, Beatport's got
Beatport.
An app. But, I signed up for the Tidal. They gave you a 90-day free, check it out. And, they had an app that was supposed to move all of my playlists from Spotify over to Tidal, which absolutely did not work. It didn't even move one folder.
I can fix
So I found a premium folder or a premium app that is supposed to allow me to do that, but now you have to pay for that. But I found that when it was scanning my songs from Spotify, I'm losing about 50% of my music. And so to have a service that's only going to provide 50% of what I had in there, I'm like, to me, Algorithm is going to be dead, because if we can't use it for the events, for what we're using it for, especially if you're doing, a wedding or a corporate event and you're trying to, pull some songs that are kind of obscure that, a bride or groom might want to have, that not something you're probably going to keep in your regular arsenal. It's not something that anybody's really asking for, but it's nice to be able to have something if somebody asks for it. That's what I used that for. It was a great platform, and Spotify was awesome for that. But with them checking out of the game, I'm really disappointed. I can't tell you how disappointed I am.
I think Spotify is doing that in order to play favor to some of the labels. Okay, so I've been Algorithm since day one. Actually, I was on their beta team for probably the first maybe 5 or 6 releases of the app. So I've been down with them. Mike Simons is one of the guys over there. I've been down with them since day one. And I absolutely love it, because where it comes in handy, I was doing, this is super funny, but I was doing a Samoan Mexican wedding. Okay. And they're like, yo, do you have any Samoan and Mexican music in your library to play for the thing? And I was like, yeah, by the way, yeah. And they're like, what, really? I thought we were just joking. And I was like, no, I'll be able to pull that up, because in Spotify, somebody would come over and say, play this like obscure Polynesian tune like Iorana. And then I'm like, yeah, I just push it up and it's like, Iorana, Iorana, Iorana. Eh. And they're like, you have that? And I'm like, yeah. And so then it became the bride's family. It's like, all right, we're going to ask you for some obscure Mexican songs, and I'm able to just pull it up and play it. And so it became a competition, and the party was off the chain, because they kept coming back with more and more crazy stuff, and Spotify had most of it on deck.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's exactly what it was so great for, and Algorithm was great for that. I mean, it was just a super, super app. I mean, I'm a huge fan of it, but I don't know, man. Tidal either got to get in the game and get some more songs in there.
I've been on Tidal since day one too, and the one thing I can say about Tidal that's always been their thing is their audio quality is legit. I have lost
That
listening.
I hear is amazing, but
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to listen to my playlists yet, so I
So
can't get them over.
Well, so there's an app that you can download. It's called Song Shift, and Song Shift will mirror all of your playlists on everything. But you do have to remember that Tidal doesn't have the biggest library in comparison to, say, Apple Music or Spotify. So this is where it comes off. Now, you know who I would really like to see in the game is I like to see Apple Music in the game because they're a little bit different from the Spotify is a streaming service, yes.
Yes.
Pandora streaming service, Tidal streaming service. Apple is Tower Records.
Interesting.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. When you go to buy a track, you buy it from Apple, right?
Yep.
Or Google Play. So Apple and Google Play need to work it in a situation where we're buying it. And then all we're worried about is the performance license, right? And adjust the cost of tracks, right? Be like, okay, if you're David Ortiz and all you do is listen to your jam before you know this is Poppy, I'm getting in my baseball, you pay 99 cents for the track. But if you're, Scott Smoking Silz, you pay $1.50 for the track. And with the $1.50 or $2, we can afford it, at $2 for the track. I have mechanical license. I have performance license. Matter of fact, let me pay $5 for the track and even give me the needle drop license so I can put your track in my YouTube videos. Just charge me different for the track and stop being dumb about this. This is a brand new world we live in, fam. And because of the way devices are connected and because of DGS, which we all know, they can actually know who's playing the track and on what device and if that device is properly licensed the same way you watch Netflix.
That's true. Apple Music from day one, I thought was going to be like, wow, this should be just absolutely unbelievable. Now, who did Apple always have on during their developer conferences? They always had Algorithm on there. So how did they not make a deal with Algorithm and the DJ app to use Apple Music?
And because
I
Apple
never
is
understood
Tower
that.
Records. That's the only reason why is because Apple
Isn't that
is
just
Tower
crazy?
Records.
Like this is your featured developer. You know it's a great app. You know it's popular. Why didn't you make a deal with them?
Because they're the store. I'm telling you, that's the only reason why. It's because they're the store. And the labels haven't figured out, and nobody's figured out that if they're the store, just charge different. Like, okay, right. Okay, so here's a prime example. You could go right now and say, I'm Scott. I'm going to go buy myself a Camry. And it's going to set you back $36,000. And then you can say, nah, fam, I want a souped up Camry. So you're going to go buy yourself a Lexus. It's $56,000. They're the same freaking car, except for some bells and whistles and a little polish and, whatnot. But in theory, they're the exact same whip, right? If you take the cap off and you take it to the shop, I could throw all the parts on the floor, scramble them up, and build back two exact cars. They're pretty much going to be the same. So all they have to do, if you're the store, just charges different usage. It's so simple. It's like first class and economy. It's the same tube, but somebody get orange juice and the other one get nasty coffee. It's so simple. But why they have
water? Would you like a can of water, sir?
Yeah. I don't know why they haven't figured this out. Nick says, been running Tidal and Denim Prime 2. Love it. They're building these music libraries and great show, guys. And, actually, my buddy James Coles just started on that Denim Prime 2 thing. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I'm very curious as to, what the possibilities is with something like that. But there's definitely a fix on the way. We just got to keep hustling. I think
they've got on some of the download services, you can buy the MP3 version for $1.99, or you can spend $2.99 and get the WAV version of it or the AIFF file. So they already have, a way to get more money out of you. There's the upsell, and that's what every company wants is the upsell. So, it'll happen. Well, Reese, what platform are you? You're on Serato exclusively, or are you using something besides Serato?
Serato, I love Serato, but I recently had a chance to play on the Denny Go.
Yeah.
That is a nice piece of machinery. Yeah, I'm like,
Is that the little one, the
yes, the little one.
$99 or something?
No, it's $1,000
Oh,
for
it's
it.
a different one. Okay.
Yeah, it's $1,000. It's battery operated,
Okay.
and you plug it up. You know, it lasts 4 hours. You can use I'm sorry, not a flash drive. It has an internal built hard drive, and you also have an SD card slot, and it is dope. And I'm like, you know, I told my wife, I'm not getting no more equipment, but I want that. You know, I use the Pioneer DDJ SZ2, and you know, I still have my 12s. And I have a little Newmark MV2. I take, you know, when I want to take something small out, I don't want to pull the big stuff out, but I like using those, and I love Serato. Serato is the best platform for me. Even though I'm gearing towards using Tractor, I think Tractor was more or less made for DJs that produce. And, you know, I've seen people like Mike Dunn use it, a couple other guys use it. Hula, Hot Ass Hula uses it. Maurice Joshua uses it.
Maurice uses it, yep.
Yeah.
You know, I like Ableton. I mean, I DJ live with Ableton sometimes, and I just think it's a very cool piece. I mean, there's some cool stuff you can do, some remixes that I can't do anywhere else. So I just really enjoy that. But I mean, Serato is my baby. That's what I take out for probably 90% of the events I do.
Is what you take out for a spin?
I take out for a spin. Wiki, right there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's a lot of good equipment out here, but that software, that Serato, right now for me is the mainframe. It's top notch to me. I love it. I've learned it. Still learning a few little curves on it that's new, especially the stuff like Serato Flip, where you can make remixes live on the fly, store them, and go back to them, and pitch and time, and all types of good stuff on there, man.
Yeah, their new thing where you can just pull a sample, you know, just break it up right away so you can get your chop on. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
This week, Algorithm, and I believe one other company did it as well. Algorithm added something called NI, but it's basically an AI type thing.
Yeah.
And it's mind blowing, son. You can pull up a track, and I could either separate the drum beat, separate the harmony, or separate the vocals, and it's clean. It does have that weird warble when you over process a voice. You know how when you over process noise canceling on a voice, you get that weird warble. But you could also count that as a feature, because if you're not letting it solo by itself and you adding it as like a backbeat to something, you can get that dope little like it's just that, you know, it's almost like you're out of phase. And it's sick, but it's built right in. So like when you playing and there's no acapella for a track, but you want to do an acapella lead in, or you want to have it pull over like another drum cut, you just pull down the melody and pull down the drum, and the vocal is just right there riding. And then so it's hard for the amount of compression and auto tune and stuff that's on like hip hop stuff, but in old school music, where everything was more analog. Oh, it's magic, son. It's absolutely magic. So I've been playing with that all week, just tripping out.
What's it called again?
In Algorithm, they call it NI or AI. It's like neural something. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. But yeah, it's sick. But I believe one other company, it might have been Tractor. Somebody else also dropped it like the same week. So that means that like these guys bought the library from somebody.
Yeah, because I normally use Isotope. You can do the same thing in Isotope, you know, and isolate things.
Yeah. But no, this is on the fly. You don't even have to have.
See, yeah. I'm about to check that out. Then Algorithm.
I can't get over how fast all the equipment just keeps changing. I mean, you know, how long did we play with 1200s or even 1800s, and then we finally got a 1200, and 1200 went to the Denon CD player for a long time. I mean, and now things are like, you know, every couple months something hot is out and popping. I wonder if it'll continue with COVID going on, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of things have been delayed, and I'm sure there's a lot of things being produced right now that we may see a lot of stuff coming at us. So It'd be an exciting time.
It's called Neural Mix.
Full mix.
NURAL Mix. But yeah, it's super safe. What I should have done is moved over one of these royalty free tracks to my iPhone real quick, because it's bruh, it's like amazing how good it works.
Check it out.
Yeah, let me see if I can do this real fast. But I'm agreeing with Scott. Like, I love the fact that software itself is getting us somewhere, and the options are good. I think the guys that are doing the creative stuff, like making their little their club sort of in the house, and they're basically recreating the nightclub environment in the house. There's a couple of guys in the Ecamm community that are doing that, and to me, that's absolutely amazing. Like, that's kind of a genius play, and I think we will get more of that, for now, because we all going to have to come up with something. And like you said, for the guys like us who just want to play because it's hella fun, it's a good way to do it. And the other thing that's going to happen, and which I think is the key, if you're young and up and coming start, and like you ain't signed yet, put your stuff on services that like have, what's the word I'm looking for, like royalty free or license free music right now, right? Just put it out there, and then go to these DJs that stream and be like, yo, let me send you a track, because what happens is they got the globe listening now. It's not just before. If nobody gave us a demo, it was like, yo, can you play this in the club? You might get 3,000 folks can hear it. You know what I'm saying? But now, because we're doing the streaming thing, you can get the whole globe to hear it, and you never know. You just absolutely never know.
Just make sure you remember to put that privacy off to put it to public.
Yes, absolutely. And
make sure the audio is good.
Yes.
Well, nowadays, most of the stuff that's out there that allows people to build stuff in their house, it's kind of hard to screw up audio now. Like, the audio software is getting amazing. Trust me, people still screw it up, but it's getting at a much better place. Like you said, with isotopes, I use Nectar and Ozone.
Yep.
Bruh, they're good. Like, you have to work to screw up audio now.
Yeah.
You got to go out of your way, so to speak. Even look at the Rodecaster that Scott's using right now. I was telling him from my first couple of shows to last week's show, and then even now, dude, that thing makes that mic sound so good. Like, it's quite incredible.
Gives me a little Barry White sound.
Maybe the white part, but not Barry.
Right. I'm not the love walrus.
That's funny. That's funny. See if I can. Okay, got one. I'm gonna move this over to here real quick and then pull up my app to see if I can do it. Yo, this is quite incredible situation we got going on with this software game, though. So yeah, we're getting there. So any advice you got, Maurice? Sorry, I was just looking at text messages from my friend Maurice. Any advice you got for like cats that are coming up and trying to get their streams more seen, I guess?
Yeah, just try all of them to see which one works out great for you. Keep going, because you never know who's going to watch you. You never know who's checking you out. Get you a gig overseas if the norm ever happens, or you might run into some good people that support what you do and help build your brand. That's what it's all about. Check out all the different streaming apps and find the one that works great for you.
That's true. Yeah, you never can tell like who's listening or who's watching or whatever. And I know cats that worked really hard to like come up here, and then they just happen to be somewhere, and like Japan producer guys snatch them up and be like, "Hey, come and record some J-pop stuff. I really like your sound," and they never came back. They're still there.
Yeah.
Still there.
Because it's lucrative.
Yeah.
It's very lucrative. Overseas is like starting over again.
Yeah.
If you've never been overseas, it's just like stepping back, and you can play all the stuff that's old here and be just popping up there like, oh my God, we love you. You're a God. It's like, man, it's a time warp, but it's a good warp.
Yes. Yes. I had an absolute blast. I almost didn't come home. They had to send for me. That's like, yo, dog, when you come home, huh? Because it's like living high on the hog, son. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap things up here pretty soon. Anybody else got anything else they want to add? Maurice, you good?
Yeah. One more thing. If you need my remixes, if you're a house person, disco, R&B type person, check me out on titandavis.bandcamp.com. I put up new tracks every 2 weeks, something up there for some of everybody. If you're interested, go to titandavis.bandcamp.com. And I thank you guys for having me on, man. This is really interesting and fun. And
glad you could do it, man. You're our first guest. So history in the making. And coming up in a couple weeks, we've got one of the very best chosen few DJs. We've got Alan King joining us. He'll be here in 2 weeks. And Doc, always great to see you. Be safe in Hawaii. Maurice, thanks for joining us today. You are the man.
I appreciate you all.
Before we dive out, I always like to hit people up to like a new piece of kit or a new piece of gear or something that can help you get your move on. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to test out one of those weird no-name capture cards that are flying around Amazon under about 10 different names. There's like the Blue Avis, there's Godan, there's Marsic, whatever. It looks like a Cam Link. It's more boxy. I was going to pull up the picture, but I don't want to mess with the internet right now. But anyway, so my buddy ordered one, and it came in, and I'll put the link, on the front page of the group. Yeah. And we tested it out. It's only 1080, so there's no 4K, and it runs on USB 2.0. So some of you guys out there running a Fred Flintstone machine, it'll still work. And
I'm getting one for my laptop because my Cam Link not work on my laptop. So
I was so shocked.
All right.
I was so
Send
shocked
me
that
that link
thing
because
worked.
I will. How much are they, by the way? What's the price?
I'm about to pull it up right now because they range in price. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this over real fast. And Edit told me to remember to mute this. Okay, good. Okay, now I gotta mute it. So this is it, right? Now it's sold under all of these different names, and the prices fluctuate between say $19 and $50. It just depends on when you get in, when you fit in. But
it's the same exact one, no matter what price you buy it for.
Dude, they're twins. Like now these guys are figuring it out, stop fighting against each other, and they're starting to level the pricing out. But I swear it's on here underneath a bunch of brands, and it worked. It absolutely worked. I was so amazed. It was plug and play, didn't require any drivers. The picture quality was, let's say 85. I won't call it as dope as what we roll in here, but with a little tweaking, like I had to take some of the color out. It was really, like cheap TVs, they oversaturate the colors to try to make it look better. I just pulled some of the saturation down, and I was amazed. Like I could not.
Facebook's only going to broadcast at 720. I mean, you're going to get 1080 if you go to YouTube, but it's only 720 otherwise. And I'm not sure, what is Mixcloud? Do we know what Mixcloud is? Is that 720 or is that 1080?
1080.
1080.
Yeah. So you're going to see this guy everywhere. When you're trying to pick between which brand to get, a couple of the brands come with a little teeny wire that helps you jump if your ports are too small. So try to find that one. But at this point, you got to get what's in stock. This right here is the key element. It says in stock. That might be hard to see on my screen, but when it say in stock, that's the one you want. I'm just saying.
I'm going to order one myself.
Bruh, it's super, super, super cheap. And I thought it was going to suck, but it actually worked. And I did a side-by-side comparison. I'm trying to work on the YouTube video to post it up so I can show folks what it looks like. But if that's all you can get right now, get one. It's going to make your game better.
I would order be two of them.
Yeah, and see that way, if you have a vacation camera like what everybody uses for their family, or like a GoPro, you got something like this, or you got a GoPro, you can step your stream up because it's going to look better than what's coming out of your phone right now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, there you go. I'm the nerd here, so my job is to nerd you guys up.
I love it.
I appreciate everyone.
NRD. That's it, man, for me. Have a great week, guys.
Yes,
we'll see you back here next week, 2 p.m. Central Time. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.